On Answers for Living today, we continue to explore the line suffered under Pontious Pilate. Pilate desperately wanted to release Jesus, but the Jewish leaders played the trump card. This is what they said. From then on, Pilate tried to set Jesus free, but the Jewish leaders kept shouting, "If you let this man go, you are no friend of Caesar. Anyone who claims to be a king opposes Caesar." Well, Pilate was already on the bad side of Caesar, and he couldn't let a riot take place. If he did, he'd lose his job or even be killed, so Jesus had to die. Matthew 27 says, when Pilate saw that he was getting nowhere, but that instead of an uproar was starting, he took water and he washed his hands in front of the crowd. "I'm innocent of this man's blood," he said. "It is your responsibility." And all the people answered, "His blood is on us and on our children." And they have paid the price. Jerusalem was destroyed. The Jews were scattered all over the world. There has been one prolonged Holocaust through the centuries against the Jewish people. And Zechariah 12 tells us, one day Israel as a nation will be saved. Someday they will look on the one that they have pierced and mourn for him as an only son. Romans 11 tells us that one day the Jews will say, "Wait a minute, he is the Son of God, he is the Messiah," and that day will come, and all Israel at that time will be saved. But still, the nation continues today their rejection of Jesus. And Pilate, knowing Jesus was innocent, had him tortured and then had him crucified. Pilate sinned. But the Jews who brought Jesus to Pilate were guilty of a greater sin. And I want you to know, everything Jesus suffered under the authority of Pilate was prophesied in Scripture. That what happened to Jesus was no accident, it was God's plan. Jesus would suffer and die for the sins of the world. Isaiah says, "Surely he took our pain and bore our suffering. But he was pierced for our transgressions, he was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us peace was on him, and by his stripes we are healed." Yet it was the Lord's will to crush him and cause him to suffer, and the Lord makes his white life an offering for sin. Yet it pleased the Lord to bruise him. He was put him to grief. Pilate was one who unwittingly was doing the will of God. Jesus suffered under Pontious Pilate.